Hey there, fellow Scratchers. So, we are on episode 4, right, of learning Scratch. And so, in the last episode, we learned all the volume blocks and different things you can do with them. And so, yes, if you've been following along to this whole series since the beginning, thank you very much. And I actually hope you guys have learned something that, even if you already think you know Scratch completely, or you think you're pretty good at Scratch, but there's some things you don't know, I would definitely recommend following along in the tutorials. And because all I'm doing actually is just telling you what everything means. And so, maybe there's something you might have missed. Maybe it's in operators. Just all you have to do is wait until that episode is released, and then maybe see if there's anything you missed or might need extra help with. If there's anything additional that you might need help with, just let me know, and I will get to it. Alright, but anyways, in this episode, we are working on events. Alright, and so basically, what events are. A lot like a function almost, which we don't use functions in Scratch really. We'll get to that later in another episode, but basically, events are like when something happens. Like maybe when, boom, I press on the cat, alright? So, or, you know, when the flag is clicked, alright? Or even when the flag is stopped, maybe. All these different events. It's just when something happens, alright? You're figuring out what to do when something else happens. So the first event we have is definitely the most obvious. I can probably guarantee that almost everybody has used this one before, when flag is clicked. And really, there's nothing to it. When flag is clicked, this is run, and then you can tell it to do something. So when flag is clicked, I could change X by 10, and it will do that. So it runs this whenever the flag is clicked, and so you can tell it to do something in that moment. Now, here's the when space key is pressed, and actually, if I were to go over all of these different things, that would be pretty absurd and crazy. So I'm only going to go over, because really there's not much to go over. So basically, when you press space, this function will be called, and you can tell it to do something when space is pressed. You have all the arrow keys, so you can detect the arrow keys. You have enter. You might not have enter, actually. That might be for an add-on that I have, which is also why I have the pause button. And I'm pretty sure that I've had to come across something where I have to say, nope, it's for an add-on. You know what? If you guys want to see some of these add-ons and actually find a way to download them, just let me know. So, but I'll tell you what you do have. You do have any, and so this will be whenever any key is pressed, whether the mouse is clicked or a key is pressed, it will run that. And then you have all the letters and all the numbers, and then you have a few symbols down here. Nothing too extreme. So, yep, that's what it'll do. And now you have when the sprite is clicked. And so pretty much what this will do is it will run whenever the specific sprite is clicked. No matter where you click it, this script will still run. And now actually, if you go and click on your backdrop, it'll actually change to when stage is clicked, which is actually a lot like this. The only difference is whenever the background is clicked, because your backdrop is only a background. Your sprite will always go in front of the background, and so whenever that background is pressed, it will run that right there. So next what we have is when backdrop switches to. And so you can run this whenever a backdrop switches to whatever backdrop you want. Maybe when backdrop switches to backdrop 1, I want it to hide my sprite. And so I would do that, you know? And actually, it's not going to hide because it's already on that and it's not actually switching. But if we wanted to, we could do when flag is clicked, and we will switch it to backdrop 1, and boom, he will now be hidden. So that's actually a sprite that I will. It's not a sprite. That's a script that I actually commonly use. And so next we have when loudness is greater than 10, and actually you can do this. So you can detect when the timer is greater than 10, and we will get to timer later. Just a quick overview. Timer is in sensing, and what it is it resets when you press the green flag, and basically it's from start till finish. It will keep on going as long as it's open for the most part. But I don't know why Scratch wants to use my microphone. Why does Scratch want to use my microphone? Is it even recording? Yeah, it is. Why does Scratch want to use my microphone? Because I don't want it to use my microphone. The loudness. Okay, actually, no, I know. Because loudness is not volume. Loudness is actually your microphone loudness. So that's why it wanted my microphone. So whenever you speak into the microphone, it'll detect how loud you actually are, how loud the audio going into the microphone is, and so when the loudness exceeds whatever value you want, it will detect that. And then timer is just start to finish. It will time however long you've been in that project. So yeah. Next in events we have when I receive. And actually, before we can even get to that, we have to skip over to the broadcast. So, broadcasting is just a random message. You can say, project started. And so you could say, when flag is clicked, we will broadcast project started. What this is it's a message that will go to any sprite that requests it. So when I receive broadcast started, and I can go into other sprites and say when I receive broadcast started. So like maybe if I push a play button and then I broadcast play, whenever any sprite who wants to receive it, they will receive it, and then you can do something once you do. So a broadcast is essentially telling another sprite when to do something and telling them to do it right then. So you can, it's basically, yo, project started, get working on your thing. Broadcast started and wait. What this pretty much does is it will actually wait for something to happen once you broadcast it to other sprites. It's a lot like this one. The only difference is, it's going to wait for something to happen before it stops broadcasting. Okay. So yes, and so now we have when I receive again, and that basically is like, okay, so whenever I receive this message, I know that that's my call or my cue to do this. So yeah, there are all your event blocks. So this was actually a really short and easy tutorial. Actually, this was just about as short as the last episode. So if you have any questions on events or any other stuff up here, just let me know and we will get to that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.